We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Star Trek The Mirror War, Troi. This is a one-shot from IDW that is effectively the end cap to the Mirror War storyline. Although this issue really doesn't have a whole lot to do with that, it's largely just an end piece for the miniseries. The actual miniseries did wrap up in issue 8, and this is just sort of a cash grab to fill in more space on the trade paperback and get you to spend another couple of bucks. So we do start off at the end of issue 8 where Inquisitor Troi is at the coronation of the new emperor, and we get a flashback to her time on Beta Z where she first meets Captain Picard of the Stargazer. Now she foments a fake attack on the Stargazer crew so that she can look heroic helping to defend the captain and show the value of the allies on Beta Z. Also, her empathic powers, while unsettling to the captain, could prove useful to him. So through some more machinations and a lot of arguing, they finally come to terms and we see some resolution. There's a subplot with one of her lackeys, but it doesn't really make a major difference to the story. So this issue is written by Marieke Nijkamp with art by Megan Levens, colors by Charlie Kirchoff, letters by Neil Uyetake, senior editor was Heather Antos, editorial assist by Vanessa Gonzalez-Rial. I have cover A by Megan Levens with colors by Charlie Kirchoff. It's an okay cover. It obviously is a story focused on Troi, so she is shown predominantly there, but it's just a pinup. Overall, it's an okay storyline that should have probably been told somewhere else within the Mirror War saga, probably around issue 6 or 7, and it would have made more sense. They could have cut out the bookend parts about the new emperor of the Federation and just focused on actually telling this flashback story. It makes not a lot of sense at the end of the story arc. So aside from a few pages, it really could be a standalone, but because of those pages, you probably don't want to read it until after you've read Mirror War, so you don't spoil the end for yourself. Now, like I said, the cover's fine for just a generic pinup, but it tells me nothing about what's going on in the book. The interior art's okay, it's serviceable. You can tell who everybody is. Not spectacular, not terrible, just kind of middle of the road. So it was fine. Is it worth $4? Absolutely not. This is a $1 to $2 book all day long. Mostly because it is just a standalone within the Mirror universe that has a vague association with the Mirror War. You don't actually need to read this book to make any sense of the Mirror War. It doesn't really add anything to that. It just kind of ruins the ending for you. So if you've read this issue, you've already had part of the Mirror War spoiled for you if you read it out of order. So if you're going to read the Mirror War, you might want to read this just for the sake of it. I'm a completionist, so of course I wanted to read it, but it was just an okay issue that didn't really have anything to do with anything. It was just character building. So it's mostly optional, like most of the other one-shots, and it doesn't really add much other than to show a little bit of the machinations that Troi has in this universe. So an interesting addition, but definitely not mandatory for the Mirror War. And it doesn't really add anything as an end cap, it's just a book that exists. But that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.